You're listening to the Weekend Special with Carissa Cupido on Good Hope FM, Cape Town's original.
Right about this time, 27 after 4 o'clock, we've got to get into something good. I mean, on my side of the world, I like to call it this week's heat because, yes, it is somebody that's on absolute fire. And the best part is that she's from the mother's city.
Taking a look at this week's heat.
I'm talking about no other than Dee Koela. Pew, 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 pew. Got to give you a warm welcome to Studio D. Thank you so much for spending some time with us on Saturday. I mean, you could have been anywhere else. Were you anywhere else? Where were you before this?
That does not matter.
As your weekends should go. I'm loving
sir.
this. What happened in Rome stays in Rome. But we've got to get into your latest projects that you've been getting up to. And I'm telling you, Dee has been so busy. I mean, if you're not on a stage out at a streaming service that I saw you in like a month or so ago, contributing in that regard, then you definitely are on the web series, the content creation, the SABC One shows. We got to get into talks about Jiggy Zinto and the wonderful things that they are doing. Now, when I think about the different contributions that Jiggy Zinto is really pouring into, I think like the education reminds me of Soul Buddies, you know? Growing up, we all consumed content, but in a really nice way that made us feel like, okay, when it comes to mental health, when it comes to sexual health, when it comes to maybe even gender equality and topics around social awareness, I think I got this. It's so approachable. So tell me more about Jiggy Zinto and your involvement with it.
So, hi.
Hello.
So good to see you. Listen, they hit me up. They were like, yo, we think that you're very fit for this kind of situation. I said, yo, what's the situation?
Right.
And then I read up on it. I read their vision. I checked out what they're trying to do. I like being part of something that I can relate to as well. So when they pulled up on me and I checked out what they're trying to do, I immediately kind of like matched.
The alignment was there.
Yeah, and I was like, I mean, right now I feel like everyone that's on the opposite end of what we do, because I think on the other end it looks like when we make music and we're all these superstars and people think that everything is sorted out and everything is great, even in their personal lives. I think people would love this kind of viewing or point of view of a big public figure letting you know what's happening and how they relate into the normal reality of life. Yeah,
and so, the next generation, because it is for the youth.
Exactly, and I feel like Jiggy Zinto is also part of, it's like a movement. It's the main point of it is a movement of allowing the youth to know that they have a space for them, that we have time for them, and that everything that you guys wanted, that I wanted actually when I was 16, to be around me or surround me, we have it now, and you guys are literally so close to it. Jiggy Zinto literally meets you where you are, not halfway, not them chilling at a big building and you coming through. They get you where you are, because I feel like kids right now think like, oh, I need a specific phone to start making content. So until I get that phone, I'm not doing it. But deep down, they want to. You understand?
The desire's there.
So start where you are, and Jiggy Zinto will meet you where you are. And I think that's just the point of Jiggy Zinto, is to turn your whole life around and you be the start of the further generation.
Yes, no, I love this. And I love that they're kind of paving the way when it comes to that as well. And also the fact that you have people like you on the forefront, the face of these things, and the soundtrack contributing to it. Also, Buhle, another girlie that we love, and K-Mat. I mean, it's really exciting to see women in the industry coming together in their own spaces, from hip-hop to amapiano, and really contributing
and the
in this
genres
way.
Mixing through.
This is my thing, right? So, I mean, how do you feel about going, I wouldn't even say head-to-head, but what would the word be? Contributing together, collaborating, I would say, with the other two girls.
I mean, I've always known K-Mat. Me and K-Mat are pretty cool. We're homies. My first encounter with Buhle was at Jiggy Zinto, but I've always, of course, who doesn't?
You know the music, you love the girl.
She's cool people. It was good to collaborate with so many people as well. And behind just people making the music, I mean, like being the vocalist, there were people behind it, which is Atmos Black. A lot of the producers, to be exact, are the people who make the song a song. Because we can all be artists, but I mean, who's an artist without a producer? So, I mean, pulling into the booth for the first time, it was a 2-day kind of tournament.
Yeah.
So the first day we were supposed to record, and the second day we just looking at the mixing and the mastering, trying to fix the beats, trying to see how we feel. Is that how we want it to go? You know, because we all work in different ways in our own
Of
studio
course,
booths,
yeah.
you understand? I make hip hop, Bushle makes piano,
Yeah.
K-Met produces piano and DJs piano. So my thing is like, we're all coming from different backgrounds.
And your approach is different.
And K-Met and Mushle are stepping into hip hop. I'm
Exactly.
stepping into Afro beats
Yeah.
or whatever it is. So the thing is, when we were all in the booth, it was kind of so cool to let go of. We didn't even need an icebreaker. The moment we stepped in, it was just like we all were vibing into it. And I think I'm the first one to step into the booth to lay the bars. When you have a manifesto, it's easy to make the song a song.
Right.
Because you have a guideline. Not like when you make your own album and your own stuff. You're just
and you're pulling on personal
you're
experiences.
cramping there in the studio. Don't know what the concept is. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we had a manifesto, and I think within like 10 minutes of me stepping into the booth, I had at least 8 bars to contribute. Because I was so excited of the project. And that's how the whole experience was. The second day, we were really just fighting over what ad-lib to put or what do to add.
Right.
But everything else was just good vibes.
Oh, and that's the thing. When things happen organically, you almost feel like, yes, this is exactly where it's meant to be,
Always,
right?
yes.
Okay, we're going to get into one song by Dee Koela herself. It's a bit of an oldie, but a goodie. One where she paired up with fellow Carissa star, of course, being K-Kid. Also Blackie on the Blackest, called Spaz. Before we hear a little bit more about Jiggy Zinto, also Zahra was on the ground for the launch in Cape Town. So we're going to find out what her experience was all about.
Yeah, still got these little boys out here that telling them lies. Yeah, I'm not being cold, you fake as your ice.
Hey, K-Kid, Blackie, and our very own guest today, Dee Koala. I'm about Spaz on the mic. I mean, she's been doing it for a minute now, and we absolutely love it when she's in studio or on stage. Let me tell you one thing. Whenever I catch Dee Koala at any festival, any music situation, I make sure I'm front and center because the energy, the vibes, and the talent that meets you when you get to that front row is just exceptional. And I'm so glad that she's joined me in studio right now to talk all things Jiggy Zinto. And I want to talk about this manifesto, Dee, as well. Before we get into that and talk about the great contributions that you and Jiggy Zinto and the rest of the girls and guys involved have made to the youth of South Africa. Zahra, you were actually on the ground at the media event not too long ago. What was that experience for you for Dichipi, which is going to be a series on SABC One?
That's right. So the first episode actually aired this week on the 17th, and it's going to run for 13 episodes, I believe.
Amazing.
It's super exciting. Honestly, if I was a young kid, I would be so excited to watch it. It's this uplifting youth drama. Be prepared to cry and laugh, and it's about these young girls, a little odd bunch of girls.
3 of them, right?
3 of them? No, 4.
4. Oh, yeah, it's 4.
Four young girls coming together, a little odd bunch, but they are friends nonetheless, and they navigate friendships and family, as well as all the things that come with growing up as a young woman.
I love that. And Dee, I mean, you, I'm sure, can relate to that as well. We were all at one point very young women. Now we're just young women now. And we've definitely had to navigate through many things to get to this point. I mean, your superstar status as well came with many trials and tribulations. Was that one of the reasons that motivated you to get involved, just kind of seeing how you can contribute to other young women's lives?
I mean, anything to contribute to young creative women. Guys, I won't lie. As much as people that are on the outside like, oh my gosh, I wish I was this celebrity. Please don't do that. This thing's not easy. Like the thing is, we tackle so many mental fluctuations.
Right.
The thing is, we have to have some weird control over emotions. And that's hard because it messes up with your personality in general.
Sure.
So you could have been like, I'm just a bubbly person, and then you decide to step into creativity in whatever way or form. And do you understand the fact that you have to control your bubbliness, and you can't just be that throughout everyone.
Gotta police it in
Because
settings.
yes, because
Yeah.
someone else can take your bubbliness as, oh, she's too much, or someone else can take it as, oh, like, why does she want everyone to like her? That time you are just like that, you know? So as much as you guys on the outside look at us and be like, oh my gosh, I'd love to be Dee Koala. Dee Koala looks at you and says, if I could walk in the street and just mind my own business and just do me, it would be so great, you know? But the thing is, I think the Chippy channels a lot of realistic situations.
Yeah.
You know, I think there's a character there that has a baby and she lives for her baby.
Yeah.
And the thing is that she wants to pursue so much creatively, but sometimes creativity takes so long to pay out. That is the messed up part, because we don't know when we're getting our salary. Let's start there. You know, people that work a 9 to 5, they know month end I get this, I'm covered like this, my situation is this.
Bills are paid.
Stable.
Yes. Me, on the other hand, I can have a good month, a bad month,
Right.
so month.
Also, you never know when you're gonna make it.
You know, and you can try for as long as, I know brews that have tried for like 10 odd years to make it in the music industry, and they still at it. You know, me, I said to my mom, bruh, if I don't make it in 3 years,
We're calling it
we
quits.
can look at those pamphlets for college. Oh,
You know what I mean? Where's the call center?
no,
Let's
for
call them
real.
up. Yeah.
Education is great. I'm glad I finished high school. But I just wanted to get into the nitty gritty of creativity as young as I was. Because if I didn't do it anytime later on, I was going to struggle with what I have to grow with within the industry.
And what you have to say.
Yeah, the Chippy teaches you on how to tackle and how people tackle creativity in general. I think as well for SABC and for everyone, in fact, I think we need to look more into the youth and have more youth behind the camera creatively directing things. I think it shows people and the old generation and the young generation on how much potential we have. So you guys need to tune in.
Beautiful. I mean, that was enough for me to watch episode 1 through to 13. Dee Koala in our midst. Thank you so much, Dee, for
It's
coming
a pleasure.
through.
It's so good to see you
It's
again.
so good to see you. And also, if you didn't know, yes, we see Dee doing her thing, but she contributes so much behind the scenes as well. Just make sure that you keep your eyes on her social media and support her in any way that you possibly can. Dee, thank you. And we'll get you again soon, yeah?
Soon.
Soon. 20 minutes before the top of the hour. Still got a couple tracks to come your way.